The travel and tourism industry has been hit hard by the pandemic. Business leaders and experts from around the world gathered in Manila to discuss ways to revive the sector. Rae-hyun brings the highlights from that session.
Some say life will never be the same as before the pandemic. But others are looking for ways to boost the travel industry and at least try to navigate a return to normal life. The World Travel and Tourism Council, being one of them, holds an annual WTTC Summit. This year, the mission is to maximize the inclusive and sustainable growth potential of the travel industry by partnering with governments, destinations, communities, and other stakeholders. This year's WTTC Summit began on Wednesday in Manila under the theme of Rediscovering Travel, bringing together people from all around the world who share the same values to solve social, economic, and environmental challenges. Over 650 industry leaders from all over the world have gathered to participate in the three-day summit to discuss how governments and businesses should do more with travel restrictions now being lifted in many countries. During the opening ceremony, President and CEO of WTTC, Julia Simpson, spoke about how COVID-19 has affected the global travel industry.
The pandemic rewrote the rule book on how we live and how we travel. It showed how totally interreliant we are. Businesses and governments need each other to make travel happen. And our whole sector relies on the communities who host us.
She also called on China, where borders are still closed, to look for signs of recovery and to reopen its economy to get the millions of people working in travel and tourism back to work. According to research by the WTTC, COVID-19 hit employment in the travel and tourism industry the hardest, with a loss of more than 62 million jobs. However, in 2021, the industry showed steady recovery, regaining 21% of jobs and was worth $5.8 trillion, up $2.2 trillion from 2020. By the end of this year, the industry is expected to rebound even further and be worth over $8.3 trillion. But Simpson also called for ways to ensure that the industry can cope with another health crisis like the COVID-19 pandemic.
If we're to survive another pandemic, we need to fully integrate a traveller's health status into their digital travel documents. I think a very good example is the EU Green Travel Pass. It's now been adopted by 62 countries. Let's find a single system for the world.
While the 2022 WTTC Summit aims to rediscover the travel industry, it also marks the beginning of a new post-pandemic era for travel and tourism. Rae-hyun, Arirang News, Manila.